What's up guys, Slaughterfit's back here with another video. This time I have another Skyrim build for you guys. This build is a Falmer tank build, so this is a kind of a follow-up to my build that was a Falmer Shaman, I believe. So yeah, the Falmer are a subterranean race of elves, I guess, former elves, that exist in Skyrim that are not a playable race. So for this guy, I think I just did High Elf and, use some mods to try to make him look like a Falmer. you know, semi-successful. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So this guy is basically a sword and shield heavy. So he uses the Falmer heavy armor, which I believe is about as good as ebony. Has the same protection points, I believe. So when fully upgraded and with some enchantments, the armor has an armor rating of 396, so just a couple short of 400. And I enchanted this so it increases my health by 70 points and my heavy armor skill by 28 points. And then the Falmer heavy boots and gauntlets both have an armor rating of 171. And I enchanted the boots, so one-handed attacks do 45% more damage, stamina regenerates 35% faster, so I can do more power attacks. And for the gauntlets, I enchanted them, so one-handed attacks do 45% more damage, and my blocking is 45% more effective. And then for the Falmer helmet, it has an armor rating of 195, just a couple shy of 200. And I enchanted this, so Magicka regenerates 62% faster, restoration spells cost 25% less to cast. And then the Falmer shield has an armor rating of 93, which is decent for a shield, alright. Block 45% more damage with your shield, increases your health by 70 points. So the Falmer shield I don't believe is as good as this set, because this is, I think came with the Dawnguard DLC, and it's, like I said, equivalent to Ebony, opposed to this is the Falmer shield from, the original, base Skyrim, and I don't know what this is comparable to, but, not as good as Ebony. An Ebony shield would, I think, have a better rating than 93. And then for the silver necklace, I enchanted it so heavy armor skill is increased by 28 points, and one-handed attacks do 45% more damage. And the silver ring, I enchanted so one-handed attacks do 45% more damage, and my health is regenerates 35% faster. And for weapons, I used the Falmer sword, which is decent. I put a ton of enchantments into it, so it does 168. But the base damage is, it's pretty meh. I enchanted this so it absorbs 22 points of health, and gave it the Chaos enchantment, so 50% chance of each element of fire, frost, and shock to do 28 points of damage. I think this whole set looks really cool. The whole Falmer aesthetic is really dope. I would say this set is better looking than the normal Falmer armor that I used for my Falmer Shaman build. But yeah. So for one-handed, you're going to want to max out Armsman, so one-handed attacks do twice as much damage, and then max out Bladesman. So swords have a 20% chance to do even more critical damage. And fighting stance, so power attacks with one-handed weapons cost 25% less stamina. Savage strikes, so they do 25% bonus damage. Power attacks, that is, do 25% bonus damage with a chance to decapitate your enemies. And then critical chance, or critical charge, can do a one-handed power attack while sprinting that does double critical damage. And paralyzing strike, backwards power attack, has a 25% chance to paralyze the target. And then for block, you want to max out the skill tree, so max out shield wall, so blocking is 40% more effective, and then quick reflexes, so time slows when blocking power attacks. Deflect arrows, arrows do no damage if they hit your shield. Blocking shield reduces elemental, fire, frost, and shock by 50%. It will move faster with a shield raise, shield charge, sprinting with a shield raise knocks down most targets. And then this is being able to do a bash and disarming enemies with a bash. And then for heavy armor, you want to max out Juggernaut, so your armor rating is increased by 100 points. And then well fitted, 25% armor bonus if wearing all heavy armor, which you are. Tower of Strength, 50% less dagger, matching set. This is a matching set, so an additional 25% armor bonus if wearing a matching set. And then Reflect Blows, 10% chance to reflect melee damage back on enemies while wearing all heavy armor. Alright guys, we're here to test the build against some Forsworn as usual across Fire Camp. So as you can see, that's the time slow effect, which is pretty good. Couple strikes to take out a Forsworn Forager. That Chaos enchantment came in handy. But yeah, that time slowing effect is really helpful.
That it? That's your best.
So yeah, as you can see, not as much damage output as some of the other builds I've made. You know, the Forsworn weapons are decent, not the best in the game, obviously. Being a high elf gives me some better base magic, so even though I haven't put anything into magicka, I have, you know, a decent amount of magicka to heal myself, which is always helpful.
Warning you, never should have come here.
So yeah, this absorption is almost a better healing method. So this absorption is almost a better healing method than the just normal healing spell. It actually is more, two decapitations in a row. But the absorption is actually a faster healing rate, it seems like, than the normal healing spell.
That's close enough.
And it happens naturally as you fight, which is helpful. Oh, one strike.
That's close enough. That's. I'm warning you.
Alright, let's see how I do against this mage up here. I actually got killed a second ago because I tried to get too fancy to show off the armor and ended up dying. So let's try this one more time. But yeah, this armor actually holds up pretty decent. This is a pretty powerful mage. Last time I stood and just let her attack me and I got killed fairly quickly. But the armor holds up pretty decent against magical attacks. And these normal Forsworn are not really being able to do shit to me. So yeah, this is a really good build. I mean, definitely, you know, the strength of it is the ability to take a lot of damage. It's definitely what I'd call a tank build. The heavy Falmer armor holds up really well and it can take a lot of damage. The Falmer sword is not the best. Honestly, I would use a different weapon. But if you really want that Falmer look and vibe, you know, it's not awful. It's, you know, it's definitely decent. It is just far from the best, is what I'd say. There are a lot of weapons that would be able to take these guys out one shot. So yeah. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of this build. I think it looks dope. I think maybe it's, you know, biggest strength is how cool it looks. I have another build, I think it's called Mage Killer, where I have a similar you know, look to this, except I have the shell bug helmet, and that look almost might look a little bit cooler than this in my opinion, so check that build out, Mage Killer. But yeah, so let me know what you think of this build, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.